Thanks, Shane, for that. And, of course, this is the 101.5 FM's 10 days to the 10th Urban Country Music Festival countdown. And joining us today to celebrate, yes, day 3. We've only got 3 days to go, guys. Joining us is no other than the 2013 Urban Ambassador, Troy Cassar-Daley. Good morning, Troy.
Good morning, Tracy, and a very proud ambassador, I must say, because the festival is very important to us in southeast Queensland, and knowing that it's on our doorstep makes me even more excited.
Oh, look, it's fantastic. And 10 years, it's such a milestone. And I don't think we could have picked anyone. We recommend that you are the best ambassador for the 10th one because you claim this as your home festival.
Well, it is my home festival, really. It's the closest one to my particular house, in Brisbane here. So it's just so wonderful to be an ambassador, to let people know about the actual festival and how important it is. Now, Tracy, I don't know whether you realise, a lot of festivals don't get to last for more than 2 or 3 years. Sometimes they just don't work. But the thing with the Caboolture Festival is the fact that, 10 years is a milestone they should be really proud of.
And we are proud of it. And the community are all rallying together. And at this time of the year, it gets such a buzz around town. People know it's coming. The signs are up. And it is such, because we do so many free things for the community over the 3 days as well. We see families out in the parks. It's just fantastic.
Well, it really creates a great atmosphere. And one thing I love about country music is it is a really good family atmosphere. When we play festivals generally, you see the fact that people can bring kids, they can bring a blanket, they can bring a chair and take all this music in. And whether it's, staying up late and rocking out with Lee Kernigan or doing the dusk thing with me or sitting down and being captured, with a guitar and one bloke and maybe another guitar player on stage like John Williamson. It really is something for everyone on the show, and I'm so proud to be a part of the lineup. And 10 years is nothing to dismiss that, It's something I think is really, really important for us, especially here in southeast Queensland, especially the Caboolture.
Now, little birdie told me, talking about 10 years, we were talking to Lee the other day, and he's notching up. This will be his 7th urban appearance. And little birdie told me that you're not being left behind because this will be your 7th as well.
Can you believe that? 7 out of 10. What a great little average. I think it's just great that we get invited. My most exciting thing is when I do go and play a show like Caboolture, we get a chance to put the actual guitar in the back of the boot of the car and drive to the show and not have to go to the airport and fly somewhere remote, So Urban's a special part of my calendar, and I'm really, really looking forward to getting up there. And 3 days to go. People, if you haven't got tickets, you've got to grab them and come and have a look at the show. It's going to be a wonderful night.
That's right. And, of course, having a quick look over your career span, you haven't really done much, have you? 8 albums, 4 arias, 21 golden guitars, 2 APRA Country Song of the Year awards, 7 Deadlies and 4 CMAA Entertainer of the Year awards. What's left?
Well, I just think making sure that you put a great show on at the Urban Country Music Festival should be your next goal. That's exactly what I want to do in 3 days. And I just love the way that it's such a vocal crowd we get up there too. There's something about when you stop singing one of your songs that's well known and everyone takes over and sings along, Tracy. That doesn't happen all the time. And I've really noticed it's a big part of playing a show that's so close to where I'm from. We just get some really, really dedicated friends and fans come along and be a part of the show.
Now, Troy, we talk to a lot of up-and-coming artists as well and a lot of independent artists, and we do ask the question, what's it like when you first see, your crowd, the crowd singing the words to your song back at you? Now, we're going to call you the veteran of the music because, you've just done so much over the thing. Do you still get that same feeling when the crowd are singing those words back to you of your songs?
It's a feeling of surprise, and it's always a surprise. Now, when you're growing up and you're coming through the ranks as a young country music fan and starting to learn guitar, you know the words to all your favourite songs. And I realised that, I started out, and people must remember this, I started out as a country fan. Like everyone else that goes to shows and buys a record, that's exactly what I did, But when you turn it into your living, it's just a huge surprise still to get people singing your own tune that you've either penned or recorded back to you. I just think it's a thrill, and it does not get old, Tracy.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear that, because I tell you, it is nice to hear the crowd, especially when you guys just all of a sudden you stop singing and the crowd just goes, well, we're just going to take on over.
And they do. And I think it's proud. I don't know whether they realise it makes your chest poke out another 2 inches with pride, but it is a wonderful thing. And, even winning 4 golden guitars this year at Tamworth, it gives me a chance now to show the people what the album Home was about as well, with a few tunes sprinkled through from the album Home. It's nice to be able to share that with everyone and take them on that little journey as well as part of the show. And I really do believe that's a big part of the job is taking people on trips down memory lane, I think, with their own lives.
Well, when the album came out, there was a few on there that just really struck me, and we were talking to you about track number 4, Play, and you were talking about, Clay was sort of, and saying, I want to, do something, and you learn to play the guitar, and you surprised us all last year at the Urban by getting Clay up there to sing along with you. That was absolutely beautiful, and we thank you so much for that.
He still talks about that event, and I think to myself, he's normally not that game to get up in front of people, but when you hear him sing, you think to yourself, wow, it melts my heart as a father, let alone for a crowd to hear him sing, and I feel so proud of him and things like that. But when your kids get to a certain age, it's one thing, Tracy, that, I think people will realise that if you're in a house and people are playing PlayStations, they normally sound like they're shooting things and, all that sort of stuff. What we hear at home is a little girl that can't walk past her piano, or a young boy that sits in his room and you can hear him starting to strum his guitar. And that, to me, is no better noise to hear coming out of a kid's room than something like that, because you know that they're doing something for the definite passion of it,
And when you hear that too, you know that they're actually living. And that's it,
That's exactly right. They're alive and well. Jem had to sing in front of the crowd the other morning as part of the Anzac Day celebrations. And, to hear the reports, I've even had teachers pulling me up and grabbing me by the arm saying, you will not believe what your daughter did the other morning at school, had us all almost crying.
Oh, no.
And I think that's just a lovely sign of kids that have taken a little bit of that passion for music and put it into their lives too.
I mean, the fans would be very curious as to know why your children didn't sing when you've got the likes of yourself and beautiful Laura. Come on.
Well, they were banned from the start, the poor little things.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a black caviar thing. If you doesn't pop out some fantastic horses, there's something wrong.
Oh, look, we're just so proud of them, and we've let them go. There's been no forcing of guitar lessons or piano lessons and stuff. We've really kept it very, very light on that front. We just want them to do well in their lives. That's all we want. But when they come to you and say, well, I think I should take up guitar lessons, so I can learn some more chords, I think I rub my hands together quietly and go, oh, I'm glad I didn't have to push them to even do that. So it's a wonderful thing.
Now, going back to the album, we're going to actually play the song Home at the end of the interview today, because we feel that Home, the Urban Country Music Festival, is your home. And it is the name of the new album, track number 5. People don't have your album yet. They need a note. Why don't they?
If they don't have a note, we need a really good explanation. No, I think having Home as telling the story of what Urban Country Music Festival means to me really does sum it up, I think, in that 3-minute tune. I just take a lot of pride in where we live here, and I think it's like a little bit of a jewel in the crown of country music festivals that happen in the southeast corner as well. So for me, it's just an important event. It's something that I've even run up there sometimes, even when I'm not booked, and sang with Jimmy Barnes. Whatever it takes, I just go up and try and support it best I can. And any young kids listening, don't be afraid to make music your living. It's one of the best jobs in the world, and you might be up there busking in 3 days, but don't forget that it's an amazing job as well. It is a passion as well.
Well, we are talking to Troy Cassar-Daley, the 2013 Urban Ambassador. Now, this is day 3 of our Urban Country Music Festival countdown, and I think it's time we did a bit of a giveaway today. And because you're such a family man, Troy, and that's something that really oozes within your career, and the crowd understand that you mean business when you're talking about you, because you are so passionate about your family. So what we thought we might do is do a family pass to come along and see you, plus the rest of the guys that are going to be there at the main concert on the Saturday night. But I think we can squeeze you for a little bit more. I think we could get what about some rodeo passes for the Friday night, just to get our listeners into the mood? What do you reckon?
Well, I think they need the full experience of what the festival's all about, so that'll be great. So I reckon we should throw it out there. Well,
we can't make it too easy. We have to have a question for it. So I'm thinking, because we're doing two passes really, aren't we? So we've got the family pass to the rodeo, and we also have the main concert. So I think what we need to do is maybe ask, okay, how many years will this make Troy? Now, we did talk about it earlier. We do know he has been here the same time as Lee, and I'm pretty sure Lee's been here. How many times has Lee been here? 7, isn't it?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Right, so we just need to find out how many times Troy Cassar-Daley has performed at Urban. Now, it is the same as Lee's. And also, what about the name of the new album? Like, I mean, my favourite's track number 5, Home. That would be a good name for that album, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon it would be. I reckon that's a great couple of questions, as long as we haven't made it too hard.
That's exactly right. So it's a very lucky number, and we're right here at home.
No, absolutely. Look, I reckon 10 years to me it makes me really proud to be associated with the Urban Country Music Festival for the simple reason that it is our home gig. We have to make sure we respect it and look after it and get out and support it. So it's going to be awesome to see some people come along and hopefully take a bit of this music home in their hearts with them.
Troy Cassar-Daley, thank you very much for your time today. Folks, get down here to the Urban Country Music Festival. We're 3 days away for the big launch, so get on down here. Troy, thank you very much again.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you for yours. And here's Troy Cassar-Daley now with Home.
Little garden path where we cried and laughed, an old swinging gate that never used to latch, 2 loving arms when your knee was scratched. Home. We had a big backyard. Football games were hard. No matter how we tried, someone always cried. Things were going fine till we broke the clothesline at home. Standing proud and tall, now it looks so small. My world was in that street, I thought I had it all. And now this photograph has got me yearning for home, home. I'd work with Dad on everything. He'd whistle tunes and I would sing. When that old cement truck came, we all signed our names at home. Standing proud and tall, and now it looks so small. My world was in that street, I thought I had it all. And now this photograph has got me yearning for home, home. Got a teenage son and a little girl and a wife I love more than this whole world. We build our dreams with love and memories of home. Standing proud and tall, even though it's small. Our world is in this street, with them I have it all. And now when I'm away, I yearn every day for home, home, home.